Our guest today is Jim Parkman. This was a huge case. I mean, this was the fourth largest accounting fraud in the history of the United States.
The CEO of HealthSouth, the Fortune 500 healthcare company.
Ferrari Enzo was nearly obliterated in the high-speed crash along the PCH.
Zenvo, ST1, 50S.
He went from being on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Only made 3 for the United States.
Luigi Mangione, former exotic car dealer turned #1 FBI's most wanted fugitive.
Generally, when you look at the law, 90% of the time it's against you.
The FBI put a $20,000 reward for information into his arrest.
Parkman Khan scammed super rich customers at a New Jersey car dealership.
Join myself and James Parkman, my attorney and best friend, as we have cars, courts, and conversations.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Parkman Khan, and I'm Bobby Khan. That's Jim Parkman. Jim Parkman's back. He's from trial. He's taking a little break. Jimmy,
just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. You know, they gave me a day off.
Yeah, so good. All right, good thing. So fingers crossed for yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
We figured since you have time, we just steal you away for a little bit today.
Sure, glad to.
You missed out. You go on trial, and like all of a sudden, the world goes to shit.
I know, and everything just gets all mixed up. All around the world, not just here in the United States, but in the world.
Oh my God, absolutely. So today, I want to talk about this whole UnitedHealthcare CEO that got back.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, obviously, I have a lot of opinions about what happened, what's going on, and so much and more. So, what are your thoughts on it so far?
Well, two things right off the bat. Okay. And one may not be a friendly listen, okay? Mm-hmm. But let me just say it. What I read, I haven't actually, I'm taking this from the news, that a lot of people started commenting on, well, we're not surprised it happened, or either we're glad it happened, or whatever, the shooting.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm ever going to agree with that, okay? Yeah. Ever. There's no reason to go out and
parade that somebody passed away or got killed.
And say that it should have happened a long time ago, or it needed to happen, or this is bringing to light what's going on. Now, let me make sure.
There's a flip side to it.
Huh?
There's a flip side to it.
There are two sides to everything. I'm understanding that, but shooting someone, a young man, and he was a young man with children, is not the answer to the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Never has been, never will be. I don't care what they say. Okay. So that's number one. Number two is, I think, the most important inquiry that I could ask about the case. Here is a very young man that had probably one of the best educations.
Ivy League.
Yeah.
From Maryland.
A master's degree. And, great parents, it looks like.
From a well-off area. I mean, Towson, Maryland is a beautiful place.
And 6 months ago, talking with his friends, having a few medical problems, and then all of a sudden, it just goes dark. Friends can't find him. Family can't find him. Nobody can find him. Nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
I think the inquiry had. I mean, I can make guesses of what happened, but I can't say that whatever happened to him, or whatever he came across in his mind somewhere, certainly does not justify what he did. And listen, if he did it, and I've seen a lot of the evidence. I've seen what they've collected, and boy, I tell you, they did. If it's true with what they've got, they did a heck of a job, not only coming up with who did it, but finding him.
Yeah, I mean, I say that, okay? So I see, how quickly they apprehended a suspect. Within a week. It was less than a week that they actually caught somebody, right? But now, obviously, our name is Parkman Khan Unleashed. So I'm going to play devil's advocate here, okay?
Okay.
So,
all right.
Those of you that don't know, and you're new to this whole thing, this guy was the CEO of UnitedHealthcare. UnitedHealthcare actually denies 32% of all claims that are filed. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you some backstory about this whole company. At the time of this guy's death, he was under investigation for insider trading. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I have a lot of things going on through my head. UnitedHealthcare Company is a $400 billion company. And I see, I don't agree that anyone should die this way. Okay.
No.
It shouldn't have happened. But what I think is that I think there's more to the story, and what happened, what we got to see online, how people are reacting is because people, I think, are at a point in their life where even if you have health care, it's mediocre health care. And so people are pissed because they lost relatives, they did this, and it's like the first reaction. They're like, well, my mother died, or my uncle died, or my son died because they denied my claim. So why should I feel bad for the millionaire that got shot by somebody who wrote on the bullets denied, right? And it was like, it's kind of one of those things where he's like getting the Robin Hood treatment. And if you notice, people are calling his lawyer right now to say, we'll pay for his legal bills. The guy, and one of the things I said, the moment this happened and they showed this guy's picture, I said, it is going to be very hard for them to find a jury that has not been affected by the healthcare system. Because at this point, there's people, I'm reading these comments and people are like, I don't care if he did it without the mask and I saw him, I would never convict the guy, right? And I'm like, wow, this is what people are saying today. And it shed light, like Joe Rogan said yesterday, it shed light on something that these corporations are being now looked at by people as evil. Nobody looks at a healthcare insurance company as a gentle company or a company you can trust. They're a necessary evil, but then we also know that the average American is getting shafted by these people, and that's why there's no sympathy. And I think that's what's going on. And then my crazy brain says, hold on. Okay, UnitedHealthcare denies 32% of the claims of people. Then what they do is these doctors that provide services, I don't know if you know this or not, so the doctors that provide services, 32% of the claims get denied. So now these doctors are going into debt because they're doing work for free, they're not getting paid for it. So now they have to take out loans in order to be sustainable until either they go back to UnitedHealthcare to get their claims paid or whatever not. UnitedHealthcare started a whole other business where they give doctors short-term loans, bridge loans, and they're making money off of those loans. On top of that, it's a whole other service. And then the pension fund, the firefighters' pension fund out of California, sued UnitedHealthcare earlier on because they said that they knew that they were going to be under investigation for insider trading, and the stock price was going to drop. And they didn't disclose it, but then they sold so they're suing them for fraud. This guy knew that there was an investigation coming, and he sold his stock and cashed out on $15 million. And then my other problem is, I'm like, hold on. So was he going to cooperate so he doesn't go to prison? Or was he going to do something which would have jeopardized the board, which would have jeopardized the value of the stock? Because, tomorrow, if the entire board is now under investigation, or if the CEO of UnitedHealthcare just got arrested for this or that, the stock price is going to tank. There's billions of dollars there. So was it this kid that actually did it? Is the kid a fall guy? Or because now you have to start thinking, was this like a bigger thing? Because, some billionaire says, hey, I'm not losing billions on this thing. I need to make this guy go away before he opens his mouth and says something or sinks the entire ship. And all of a sudden, now no one's talking, this guy's not going to be under indictment. He's gone. He's dead. Because what baffles my mind is you found this kid a week later at a McDonald's with the gun, with the fake ID, and a manifesto? Who does that? Even the world's dumbest criminal would get rid of the gun. So that's where I stand.
Okay. So let me straighten you out there. Okay.
Well, that's why I said we're unleashed. I'm going to give you both sides.
I'm going to unleash. I'm going to unleash on you. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Okay. Why would someone keep a gun? Why would someone why would someone shoot a CEO in the middle of the street on a planned attack? Okay. Why? Real simple. You can't rationalize with irrational people. You
True
never
that.
can. So you can say, why would he keep the gun? Why wouldn't he? Because people don't commit crimes thinking that they're going to get caught. This guy planned this, obviously, whoever, let's say he did it. He hadn't been convicted yet. And I'm not here to convict him.
Of course.
But let's say he did it. Not only, he made plans that were well thought out at the time, just not
He
good
didn't
enough.
think all the way through.
Oh, he thought it all the way through, but it just wasn't good enough. Okay.
Yeah.
He wore a hood. I saw, when they first showed him, on there, I thought, I don't know how they're going to catch this guy.
Exactly. But then the whole picture at the boarding house or the boys.
You couldn't see anything. And then he made so many different turns and twists to getting away, the park, the this.
I thought they were never going to catch him.
Yeah. Well, I thought they'd get him sooner or later with something, but, so all these turns, twists, movements, he thought this thing out pretty good, including the gun.
Yeah.
Now, you got to understand, he thought it through that I don't want to be tied to any handgun, okay? Yeah. So I'm going to make this gun, all right, or buy it, whatever, let's say that he is, and he uses this gun that can't be traced gun, okay? So he thought, if he did it, I'm just saying if.
Yeah.
Then he thought it through very carefully. Now, let's go to the next spot, okay? Why would he do it? You've now created a double wrinkle, okay? Most people think he did it because he's tired of the health system. That's the way I've read what they've been saying, okay? Yeah. Now, you throw it out that you're saying they did it because they're worried about the CEO and what he could do. And what he could do to the healthcare system. Okay, you with me?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not taking up for the healthcare system. Listen, I got to pay healthcare insurance just like everybody else. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, President-elect Trump, if you're listening to this, please listen to this. You promised in the first election that you were going to open the borders to getting health care. That I could go to Nevada and get Blue Cross Blue Shield, or I could go to this, or I go to that will solve a lot of problems because now that there's competition.
Yeah.
Right now, let's take Alabama, for example. We got two basic health care plans. Well, three if you include the government. But other than that, you've got Blue Cross Blue Shield or the other one. So we're caught. And rates, they charge whatever they want to charge. And they're
like utilities.
That's they go up. How many times have I received notice from Blue Cross Blue Shield saying, we're not buying this drug anymore. It costs too much. We want you to buy this drug, and we're not paying for this. I've been down that road.
It's a business. That's all it is. Yeah.
This isn't an argument that I'm making for health care in America. Okay, this is an argument I'm making that you don't go kill someone to make a point.
Yeah,
there are other ways to do it. Okay?
Oh, of course. So
and legal ways.
Of course. And my thoughts are this: like, is this guy a fall guy? Because how are you an Ivy League graduate? That's smart. But then you don't know the basic concept of get rid of the gun, get rid of the IDs, get rid of everything, all the evidence. And what are you doing out in public?
Well, first of all, he had the hood on.
But then he showed his face at the boarding house.
Second of all, he's in the back of a restaurant at McDonald's at 6 o'clock in the morning, eating in the back of the restaurant, unidentified, he thought.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why you do it, because you don't think you're going to get caught. You got to eat. So, he likes McDonald's. So he goes to McDonald's. And
listen,
I understand your theory. You're thinking that this guy's so smart. You got to understand, he's smart in an area of academics.
Yeah, he's book smart.
When it comes to, if he is a killer, okay?
He's not a contract killer.
You don't go to college and take a class in Killing 101 and 102. Okay. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So when you say mistakes are made, they generally are. But people don't believe people don't rob banks to get caught. Okay.
So let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
You're a criminal defense attorney. How do you defend this guy?
Oh, look, I hadn't even gotten into that. I don't know. There are too many aspects to this as to what the problem is. Okay.
Yep.
What happened to him during the last 6 months, 4 months, whatever. Yep. I don't know. I don't know what got him into this idea, and trace this guy down. Look, did you have any clue that the CEO was going to be in New York at this hotel?
Yeah. How did you know that?
I mean, come on. I mean, this
how
is.
do you know? Like nobody.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How did you know he's going to go there at 6 o'clock in the morning, or 7 o'clock, whatever?
You knew he was speaking there at that day, but you didn't know he was going to be there at 6 a.m.
No. I mean, how do you know that? I mean, you have to dig deep.
Yep, exactly. You
to
really
figure this out.
Yep.
Okay. You have to dig deep.
Yeah.
And you have to read. Now, he was there in New York for a week or so. Okay. Now, it's easy to find out.
Yeah.
But the only reason you would want to find out is 2 reasons. One, you want to be there to hear his speech.
Yeah.
And what time he's going to, and what time they say he's going to get there.
Yeah. So this is definitely premeditated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm just saying that, I want to know what happened during that 4 to 6 month period to him. What brought this on so much?
Yeah. Like I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this guy's mugshots and stuff, and I'm like, what's going on through this guy's head? Because, the moment he walked into that jail, he's got to understand that he's never walking out of there again. This is a murder charge. I mean, that was his last day of freedom.
Yes.
And to think that for the rest of your life you're going to spend in that place, that is scary.
Now, could it be? I don't know the answer to this. Maybe the 4 to 6 month time when they figure out where he was, what he was doing, who he was talking to, whatever. But could it be that at this moment, he relishes the idea of being a martyr?
Yeah. Let me tell you something. 4 to 6 months in that jail, and anything that he thinks is going to go out the window.
Exactly. But that's not what I'm saying about an irrational person. They don't think that at this moment.
Nope. I know. Exactly. Because right now he's reading the headlines, he's reading the comments, he's reading people think I'm great. Now, my problem, the thing that I have is that, if this thing goes to trial and he doesn't plead out.
Yes.
I don't think the prosecutor's going to have a easy enough time as they think it will to go to a slam dunk, because finding a sympathetic jury towards the victim is going to be harder than they think.
Now, let me show you something. That's not where I would go if I was the prosecution. I would go that what I'm looking for, if you want to say sympathetic, I'm sympathetic to gunning a father of 2 children, 3, whatever he has, down in cold blood at 6 o'clock in the morning going to a business meeting.
Yep.
Not giving him a chance. Shot him in the back, if I understand what the evidence is. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's the way I read it. And that is where I would go. Okay? Yeah. I'm not talking about health insurance and whether this company was
you can't. No.
I'm talking about a plane.
I can't bring any of that up. No,
I'm talking
that's
about
the worst thing that you do.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
They're going to have to keep that out as much as possible.
Exactly. Yep. And, if you look at it correctly, if you just prove the murder, okay?
It's slam dunk.
It's slam dunk, because then the defense, there's no defense that you don't like health care in our country. That's not a defense.
Of course, exactly.
Not a defense to murder. Murder's defense is real simple, okay?
Because if he wasn't caught with the gun and they didn't match the ballistics and whatever not, then he can actually had a defense, because prove it, because that's a fuzzy picture. That's not a clear picture of him. And he could be in a taxi. Doesn't matter. He could be anywhere. Was that really him? Him hanging out at a boarding house and checking in under a fake ID is not a crime. A ID, but prove that that's the actual person.
Well, what the state would say, the government, they would say that's just one peg into circumstantial evidence that covers everything else. That he has the gun, the fake ID, fake name. he wore a hoodie, he wore this, he had the same hoodie on that's in the. I mean, the whole.
It's a million things, but yeah,
yes.
I mean, I think I thought the guy was smart enough to get away with it, but he obviously wasn't. He was too.
Most people aren't, and I say that very honestly because there's just so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that you don't think about. Okay. Yeah. And so what happens is the FBI, the authorities like that, the police, the investigators, you don't think they're going to go and uncover every camera in every place that you head off to and look at every one.
But nowadays it's so easy to triangulate. I always say, if you wanted to commit a crime, doing it back in the 60s and 70s when there was no cameras was the thing. Today, they'll ping pong off of each camera.
Oh,
so they're you walk past a ring bell, you got in a taxi that's got a camera, you're on a bus that's got a camera. There's nowhere you can go in a metropolitan area where you're not going to be seen.
And guess what else? The way I understand it, he gets into a taxi. I never even thought about this.
Yeah.
But the camera had the camera in the taxi nailed his face completely.
Absolutely.
So I mean, there's just so many things that just can't be covered, that can happen. But I still think the issue is what in his mind led him to this incident, if he did it. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess it's going to be interesting to see. So
I think it will be, and I think it'll be interesting to see what he did for that 4 months in the summer.
And on a final note, so what do you think happens with healthcare companies? Do you think this will affect them, or they're just going to continue doing their thing and just say, just one more, it's the cost of doing business?
My opinion?
Yep.
I'll give it to you. I think what it's going to do is not going to change the way they do business, number one. What it's going to change is maybe getting bulletproof cars for some executives.
For CEOs, yep.
Starting maybe some security details, maybe limit access to public places, this type of thing. Now, so are they going to just go, oh, my goodness, man, we need to start helping people out in America? No.
Nope, not at all.
They're concerned about the bottom line. And look, my opinion, the next CEO, of any health insurance company or health company or whatever, do you think
he's going to demand protection?
Well, not only that, but do you think any board of directors is going to put in someone that says, "Oh yeah, let's start
giving more
a whole bunch of your money and our money and helping people"? No, I don't think this doesn't have anything on that.
Just from 2019 to now, they went from 16% denial rate to 32% denial rate.
Yeah.
The profits have soared in the last couple of years. So
sure it has.
Yep, absolutely.
They're making more money because they're raising the rates and
denying claims.
One of the healthcare companies, I don't even know who it was, says we're now going to limit the time that you're under anesthesia.
Exactly. Yep.
We ain't paying for it. Goes over.
That was UnitedHealthcare.
Oh, so what does that mean? The middle of a surgery, they go, oops. Healthcare company says we're out of time. We got to. We didn't finish. So just
put them back together. Exactly. Yeah. Well, the thing is, sometimes surgeries go over, right? You know that you've had surgeries.
Sure. Because you don't know what you find when you get in there. Doctors don't know.
Now you're not going to pay for it? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, So I it didn't dawn on me. I'll say this: my general practitioner, who is the greatest general practitioner in the face of the planet here in Birmingham, had a sign in his window several years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, that wouldn't accept insurance from this company. Okay? Just says, we don't accept this insurance.
Yeah.
It didn't dawn on me until, now. Why? Of course, when I read it, I figured it out.
Yep, of course.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out they're not paying the doctor's bills, and
of course.
So they're fighting everything, and it's taking time to even get payment, or if they
it's not worth doing business. Exactly.
Not doing business with them. So to heck with them. I'm not doing it. It's wasting my time. Yep. So I agree. Things like this have been going on in the healthcare business for a long time, and but I think that some things can be remedied, And I think that the U.S. government, and I even think Trump's plan, if he'll do it, listen, Donald,
open
do
it
it.
up, open up the gates.
Yeah. Do Nike. Just do it. Open up
Open up the gates.
If rates are better in Vermont, let me go to Vermont. And
Let's just shop. Exactly.
Let
us shop. Yep. Insurance should be able to be shopped. That's what it should be.
Create competition.
Absolutely. I agree. The competition brings down rates.
There's the answer. Okay, Donald. So it's up to you.
All right. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and watch our other episodes. We'll be back with another episode very soon. All right? Take care, guys. Be good.